So I'd like to give my clear, uncut thoughts on the recent Doctor Who episode, the first 60th anniversary special, Star Beast. Now, just to get it out of the way, I might be biased. I think Catherine Tate is one of the best companions as Donna Noble, and I think David Tennant is one of the best Doctors as the 10th and respectively as the 14th Doctor. So I might be really biased here. But I genuinely thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the concept, and reading the Beep the Meep comic stuff, I knew what I was getting myself into. And it was great, it delivered. I felt like I knew what I was watching. I knew I was watching a good episode of Doctor Who. Now, I will just go over a quick plot summary. I won't spoil a lot of the details, but if you don't want any spoilers for the episode, please click off now. I appreciate you watching today's video, though. In this episode, the Doctor lands in London and accidentally bumps into his old companion, Donna Noble. This is where we also meet Donna's daughter, Rose. Now, I genuinely love the family dynamic going on. We later see Donna's mum and we hear about Wilf, and I loved that concept of the episode. I love that we hear about these characters, we see these characters, we see what they go through as a family, and that the fact that they even gave away the lottery money that the Doctor gave them back all the way back in End of Time. We see some really brand new interesting unit characters, which I feel like in the show as of recent we've been lacking, and I love to see that. I love to see the references that Wilf has been put up by Kate and Unit, and gives me hope that we're going to see him later on. I also think the way that Russell T Davies managed to portray Beep the Meep is not only comic accurate, but it's great for an audience member that might have not seen that or ever heard of the character Beep the Meep. They're shown as the Baby Yoda gremlin type of character, before then being evil, being shown as this evil character, which I really liked, because I think as an audience member that maybe wouldn't have seen that, you would be shocked, taken aback by that. I also loved how in this episode they dealt with the meta-crisis Dr. Donna thing. I really liked that, the fact that when Donna was pregnant, the energy from the Dr. Donna meta-crisis stuff went to her baby as well, and the baby carried some of that. Which meant when Donna remembered, so did her daughter, and they both were the Dr. Donna, they were both the meta-crisis. Also really love how they utilised the fact that Rose transitions from being a man to a woman in this episode through the meta-crisis stuff, and that's how they can contain the meta-crisis, which I've seen online already that people think that's too on the nose, which I personally don't. I even spoke to my grandparents about this, who also watched the episode, and they didn't. They thought that was like a lovely inclusion in the episode. Now, there were some parts that felt a bit childish, but again, this episode is for a family audience. Next week's episode is going to be for more of a mature audience, and then same with the next week's episode, so I get why they've done that, and that would be my only criticism, is it did feel like it was intended for children, which it was, so I can't critique it there. But that would be my only criticism if I could give that. Then again, near the end of the episode, they bring up Wilf, and I love how they say that, okay, we're just going to make one last trip to go and see him, and that's when things go wrong. We see the brand new TARDIS interior, which is fully white. It's like more like the classic style of TARDIS, crossed with David Tennant's old style of TARDIS, which I really love. I think it looks great in this episode, and I can't wait to see next week's episodes. The way the episode ends is that Catherine Tate's character Donna spills a coffee on the TARDIS. The TARDIS now has a coffee making machine, which I really liked this episode, because this episode was targeted towards children, and it felt like a child's ending. I genuinely love this episode, and watching it probably on a second, third, or fourth time, I might have more criticism for it, because this is just fresh, so I'm biased to it. But I very much enjoyed it. My final thoughts on this episode is, yes, it was very goofy, it was child friendly, but it was fun. It was a fun episode. Beep the Meep is a great villain. I loved it. I thought it was great, and I love the episode. I would give it a good 8 out of 10. I'd also give it just an 8 out of 10 just for how it looked, the CGI, the intro for it, and the TARDIS interior. It just looked great.